Hello everybody, welcome to our recording session. We just finished recording at Electric Wilburland in beautiful downtown Newfield, New York, which is just outside of Ithaca. And I'm here with our bass player, and I think actually Ted and I have been together longer than any of the other members. We were on our first album together. We first started playing at Michael Ludgate's place, and he used to have a jam session every Wednesday night. So that's when I first played with Ted. And so Ted's originally from Saskatoon, Canada, and so what do you want to say? What do you want to say?
Pronunciation.
Is there a joke about Saskatoon?
There is, but I don't know if we have time. Anyway, we'll save that for the B-reel.
Okay. So when did you start playing?
Well, as a kid, I played various instruments. My mother forced me to take piano lessons, and I practiced for 15 minutes before the lesson, and I did that up until high school, or well, I guess 8th grade or grade 8, as we would say in Canada. But the funny thing was, after I stopped taking lessons, and my teacher said in a note to my mother, Ted is a terminal piano student. But the funny thing was, after I stopped taking lessons, I played much more. I never played as much as after that. Anyway, but I did other things like played violin a bit and cello, and then in school.
And you said your dad was a musician. He had a swing band or something?
Yeah, he had
New Orleans?
a Dixieland band, the Bridge City Dixieland band. They would have parties at our place sometimes. But I remember the rehearsals in our basement. Just the thrill of when they would strike up the music and being so close to it. And that's something I remember to this day. So I played, various instruments and violin and cello, but I think secretly I always wanted to play the bass. So I finally, my mother was involved with the symphony. There was a thing called the Women's Symphony Committee that did a summer workshop every year. And she would make me go to that. I mean, I was interested anyway, but just to get me out of the house. So I played bass one year, and that's where I learned, the basic notes and so on.
In Saskatoon?
That would have been about 1978, like grade 9, thereabouts. Anyway,
You're a youngster.
Well, I played a bit in high school. I tooled around in university, as you would say, or college, as you would say here. And then I kind of put it away for a long time. I came to Ithaca in '95, and literally for almost 20 years, the instrument sat in my basement. And in, I think it was 16, I had been playing around with, I actually had a banjo at one point and was tooling around with that. And I decided to go to this, a local music workshop, the Winter Village Festival.
Is that here in Ithaca?
Yeah, that's run by Rick Manning. And so I went with my banjo, and Tony Trishka was the teacher, stellar banjo player. I was a complete doofus on the banjo. But I thought, I might as well take my bass with me, because why not? And so I took it up, and I tried to play, really basic bluegrass stuff, and didn't do very well. But there was a luthier there, so I got him to work on it. Got some new strings, and new bridge, and all that stuff. So I started playing a bit. I said to my wife, if I could find, a piano player or something who would kind of just tolerate, playing with me or whatever, I would be happy. But since then, everything has just sort of snowballed beyond my dreams. So that jam session at Mike's, I think it was the first time I went. Brian here says, "Hey, we've got a gig next Saturday. Are you available?" And I'm like, "Sure, I don't know." So that was the beginning of the whole thing. Since that time, I've just met so many great musicians around here and played with so many different groups.
You're playing in about 4 or 5 other groups now, Village Swing?
Off and on, yeah. So a few years ago, we did a bike trip in Croatia, and we were, taking a ferry from one island to another, and we were sort of seeing the sights in this beautiful little village with the stone walls and the castle and everything. And in the village square, there was a gypsy group, a trio, 2 guitars and a bass. And I said, oh yeah, we got to check these guys out, and listened to them for a couple of tunes, and then got chatting with them. And, you know, I said, oh yeah, you know, we play this same stuff at home. And the guy says, well, what do you play? And I said, oh, I play bass. I said, well, come on, play with us. So the guy, the very fine bass player there, lent me his instrument. And we played minor swing, and it was
Yeah, I saw it on
a
YouTube.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw
it's
it
out
on-
there somewhere.
Yeah, this has been great. It was a great session, and Ted's second recording with us in Zingology, and
Yep.
look for us playing around the Finger Lakes and down into Pennsylvania too, and maybe who knows where else. Okay.
The sky's the limit.